question is whether or not college athletes should be getting paid a stipend for being Division I college athletes. Over the past several years, many people have argued for and against Division I college athletes being paid a stipend along with the other benefits that they receive. There are various reasons for this. Some believe that because the schools bring in a huge amount of revenue, the athletes should get a chunk of it. March Madness is a favorite time for a lot of people. Between filling out brackets and seeing them blown to shreds after round one, people are overcome with excitement to see who the next national champion will be. Because of this excitement, millions of dollars are made. People argue that this is grounds for paying the athletes that are the reason such money is being made. Others argue that these athletes already get a lot of special benefits that add up to a large amount of money, and that because of this there is no need to pay them a stipend because they're basically already being paid. Another question to ask is how would this affect schools that do not necessarily have the funding to pay their athletes? Who's going to be paying them this money? All of these things will be discussed in the following slides. A popular argument is that athletes should be being paid because of the money that is being generated through the games that they're playing in, and they should receive part of that revenue. U.S. News 2013 reports that athletic conferences receive millions of dollars in payouts from the NCAA when their teams advance deep into the tournament. Ditto for the coaches of the final squad standing. The NCAA as a whole makes $6 billion annually. Hartnett 2013 adds, on average, a full Division I scholarship is $25,000 per year. He then goes on to point out that this only adds up to $100,000 over 4 years. When a person looks at figures such as $6 billion per year, it makes sense that people get upset over an athlete only getting an education in return that is merely worth $100,000. Hartnett 2013 also states that the point of this is that a scholarship doesn't equal cash in a player's pocket. Even with any type of scholarship, college athletes are typically dead broke. But how much do the top NCAA executives make? About $1 million per year. This is not even including what some college coaches are making. Hartnett 2013 reports that many coaches earn at least $100,000 per year to coach one of the major sports like baseball, basketball, or football at a school. These coaches receive bonuses for getting to the playoffs, winning championships, or breaking school records. You know what the athletes receive as a bonus? Nothing. The statement that athletes get nothing is somewhat far-fetched. Dorfman 2013 states that student athletes on full-ride scholarships receive free tuition, room, meal plans, and some money for books and miscellaneous expenses. At the biggest, more successful universities, athletes also receive academic counseling, tutoring, life skill training, and even nutritional advice. According to Dorfman, when the statement that athletes are only getting $25,000 per year in benefits is made, it is not accurate. That is only including what they are getting as far as tuition, room and board, and books. This is not accounting for the counseling services that cost money, the tutoring that also costs money, skill training, and nutritional advice, which all cost money. Dorfman 2013 goes on to point out that student athletes also receive free professional coaching, strength and fitness training, and support from athletic trainers and physical therapists, who kept him going back in his day as a college athlete. Football and basketball players pay anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 per week for similar training in the weeks leading up to their pre-draft workouts. If you take that into account, that is a lot of extra money that is being spent per athlete. Another issue is that people tend to forget that there's only a few sports that bring in revenue, but the schools still have to pay for a lot of other sports. Dorfman 2013 states that only 2 or 3 sports typically make money: football, men's basketball, and women's basketball. The remaining sports bring in little to no revenue while still costing colleges money. Because of this, most athletic departments lose money. Another important thing to factor in is the amount of money that colleges are spending on athletics versus what they would be spending for academics at their institutions. Fox News Sports 2013 brings up another important problem with this argument. And they say that annual spending on sports by public universities and 6 big-time conferences like the SEC and Big 12 has passed $100,000 per athlete. And that this is about 6 to 12 times the amount of those universities are spending per athlete on academics, according to a study released Wednesday to read college presidents arriving at the NCAA's annual meeting in Texas. So when you look at things like those numbers, student athletes are getting a lot of privileges that other athletes are not getting. And yes, it makes sense that they're also having to put in a lot of work that normal students are not having to put in on the field. But still, that is a lot of money that is being paid towards them that is not being taken into account with the number of $25,000 per year. In conclusion, while it certainly makes sense why people think that athletes deserve to be paid, they're getting something that other students simply do not have the opportunity to receive. Yes, they're having to put in long hours. Yes, they are playing in games that are generating a lot of money for the NCAA and for their conferences, but they also have to take into account all the things that they're receiving and the fact that they have an opportunity that other people do not have. Some of them are getting a free education. They're getting free gear. They're getting the experience of being a college athlete, which, as I previously stated, isn't something to be taken for granted. As a former college athlete who was not on a full ride, I can honestly say that it was worth it. Granted, the school was not making millions of dollars off of our games, but playing sports in college is a privilege, and not everybody gets that opportunity. It should not be taken for granted. In fact, ScholarshipStats.com reports that overall, a little over 7% of high school athletes, about 1 in 14, went on to play a varsity sport in college, and about 2% of high school athletes, 1 in 50, went on to play at the NCAA Division I level. This is not a very high number, and is another reason that shows that athletes should just be thankful for the opportunity to play sports at the college level, and maybe they shouldn't be so worried about whether or not they're getting paid.